What if the biggest thing keeping you from becoming wealthy isn't a lack of money, but your fear of losing it? Think about that for a moment. Most people believe wealth is built by making good financial decisions. And that's true. But what if I told you that before people ever make a bad financial decision, they often make an emotional one? A decision driven by fear. Fear of losing money, fear of making mistakes, fear of taking risks, fear of failure. And over time, that fear quietly becomes a prison that keeps people working harder, saving more, worrying constantly, and yet somehow never getting ahead. Today, we're going to talk about one of the most dangerous financial traps in existence. A trap that affects people at every income level. A trap known as the scarcity mindset. And by the end of this episode, you'll understand why fear of losing money often prevents people from ever creating real wealth. Let's begin. Imagine two people. Both have the same job, the same income, the same opportunities, the same starting point. One person sees money as a tool, the other sees money as protection. At first, there doesn't seem to be any difference. Both save money. Both work hard. Both try to improve their lives. But years later, their financial futures look completely different. Why? Because their relationship with money was completely different. The first person believes money can create opportunities. The second person believes money must be protected at all costs. One focuses on growth. The other focuses on avoiding loss. And that's where the scarcity mindset begins. Scarcity mindset is not about how much money you have. It's about how you think about money. Many people assume scarcity only affects poor people. But that's not true. Some of the most financially fearful people in the world have plenty of money. They simply never feel safe. No amount is enough. No savings account feels large enough. No investment feels secure enough. No income feels stable enough. Their fear constantly whispers the same message. What if it all disappears? And because of that fear, they make decisions that feel safe in the moment but become expensive over time. They avoid investing. They avoid opportunities. They avoid calculated risks. They avoid learning new skills. They avoid starting businesses. They avoid making moves that could improve their future. Not because those opportunities are bad, but because uncertainty feels dangerous. The human brain is wired to avoid loss. Psychologists have discovered that people feel the pain of losing money more intensely than the pleasure of gaining it. Losing $100 often feels worse than gaining $100 feels good. This creates a powerful bias, a bias that pushes people toward safety. But here's the problem. In finance, complete safety often comes with hidden costs. Imagine someone who keeps all their money sitting idle because they're afraid of losing it. Every year, inflation quietly reduces its purchasing power. Prices rise, living costs increase, opportunities pass by, and although the person never technically lost money, they became poorer anyway. This is one of the great financial paradoxes. Sometimes trying too hard to avoid loss creates the very loss you're trying to prevent. Think about how many people stay in jobs they hate because they're afraid of uncertainty. How many people never ask for a raise because they're afraid of rejection? How many people never start a side business because they're afraid of failure? How many people spend years waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect investment, the perfect opportunity, the perfect plan? But perfection never arrives, and while they wait, time continues moving. The opportunity cost grows larger. Years pass, and eventually they realize something painful. Their biggest mistake wasn't losing money. It was losing time. Because wealth is rarely built by avoiding every mistake. It's built by learning from them. Every successful person has made bad decisions. Every investor has experienced losses. Every entrepreneur has failed at something. The difference is that they didn't allow fear to stop them from moving forward. They understood that risk and reward are connected. You cannot eliminate risk entirely. You can only manage it. Yet scarcity-minded people spend their lives searching for a risk-free path to wealth, and that path doesn't exist. The irony is that people with abundance mindsets are often not reckless at all. They don't blindly take risks. They simply understand that growth requires uncertainty. They understand that money is a resource, a tool, a seed, and seeds don't grow while locked inside a safe. Imagine a farmer who refuses to plant seeds because he fears losing them. He protects every seed perfectly. Years later, he still has seeds, but no harvest. This is exactly what happens when people become overly protective of money. The goal isn't to protect every dollar forever. The goal is to deploy money intelligently so it can create more value. That's how wealth grows, not through fear, but through thoughtful action. Now, let's talk about another hidden symptom of scarcity thinking: comparison. People trapped in scarcity often believe wealth is limited. If someone else succeeds, they feel threatened. If someone else becomes wealthy, they feel left behind. They see life as a competition for limited resources. But abundance-minded people think differently. They see opportunities everywhere. They believe value can be created. They believe skills can be developed. They believe wealth can expand, rather than simply be redistributed. That mindset changes everything, because your beliefs influence your behavior, and your behavior influences your results. A person who believes opportunities are everywhere tends to notice opportunities. A person who believes opportunities are scarce tends to miss them. This is why mindset matters so much. Not because positive thinking magically creates money, but because your beliefs determine which actions you take, and actions determine outcomes. Now, this doesn't mean you should become reckless. The goal isn't to ignore risk. The goal is to stop letting fear control every decision. There is a difference between caution and paralysis. Caution evaluates risk. Paralysis avoids action entirely. One protects your future, the other destroys it. The wealthiest people often understand a simple truth. The greatest risk is not taking any risk at all, because the world keeps changing. Technology changes, markets change, economies change, opportunities change, and people who refuse to adapt eventually fall behind, not because they made mistakes, but because they avoided growth. So, how do you escape the scarcity mindset trap? It starts with awareness. Recognize when fear is making decisions for you. Ask yourself, am I avoiding this because it's a bad opportunity, or because I'm afraid? Am I protecting my future, or protecting my comfort? Am I managing risk, or running from it? Those questions can reveal powerful truths. Then focus on education. Knowledge reduces fear. The more you understand investing, business, and finance, the less intimidating they become. Confidence doesn't come from certainty. It comes from understanding. And finally, remember this: money is a tool, not a security blanket, not an identity, not a measure of your worth. A tool. Its purpose is to help create a better future, and tools only create value when they are used. At the end of the day, wealth is not built by people who never lose. It's built by people who learn, adapt, and continue moving forward despite uncertainty. Because the greatest financial danger isn't losing money. It's allowing the fear of losing money to stop you from building wealth in the first place. And that's the scarcity mindset trap. A trap that silently steals opportunities, delays growth, and convinces people that safety is the same thing as success. When in reality, true wealth begins the moment you stop asking, "What if I lose?" and start asking, "What if I grow?" And if you're serious about building wealth and changing your financial future, smash that subscribe button right now and join us for the next episode.